Check this out. I'm able to send an email to my partners at EntreResource email. Watch what happens when I send it. Boom. It comes into Trello. So I can now turn that email into a card that I can move across different processes. I'm also able to collaborate and reply to the emails directly inside of Trello. I can give access to team members and we can all work from the same inbox without logging in and logging out. We can also edit descriptions, add fields and labels. It's a really awesome process. In this video, I'm going to show you how to do it yourself. Let's go. What's up, everybody? Nate McAllister here. Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, be sure to hit subscribe if you want affiliate marketing and general internet business tips every week. A couple of years ago, I ran into an issue where I wanted to collaborate with people on one Gmail inbox. It was my support at EntreResource email, and I wanted to be able to have people access it without needing their own password or user account. I also wanted to make it a little bit more robust. I wanted to make it so that we could do different things, kind of like create a pipe drive where we have different steps. I just wanted a better email system. I went all around the internet trying to find a good one, and there were a lot of solutions, but they were either really expensive and complex like Infusionsoft or too simplistic. And I found one finally in Trello and a power up called Cardbox that is the sweet spot for me of simplicity and power. And in this video, like I said, I'm going to show you how to actually create your own board that uses email and Trello using Cardbox. So let's get into my computer and I'll show you. And if you have any questions specifically about your business and how you're going to use it, let me know down in the comments. I reply to basically all of my comments. This channel is not big enough yet for that to be a problem. All right, so let's get in my computer and I'll show you what this looks like in a little bit more detail. All right, here is what one of these looks like. The first list, so these are lists, right? You have the board, which is the whole thing, and then you have cards, and then you have lists. So cards go into lists. You can move cards. You can actually even move lists if you want. But this is how Trello works. It's very simple. Trello is one of those tools that you can make it whatever you want. It's very, very customizable, and they have what are called power-ups. And the power-up is actually what made what I'm about to show you possible. So the first list here is called the inbox, and I put in parentheses, needs started. I've used the Gmail by Cardbox power-up, and by doing that, I was able to set it up so that every time I get an email to partners at EntreResource, it goes into this board and creates its own card using the sender's name as the title. So the one that I showed at the beginning of this video, that one's right here. If I want, I can come in here and I can edit that. I can send different emails. I can attach it to a different card. I can reply again. I can do whatever I want. I can also, if I want to open it in traditional Gmail, I can do that. And another reason that this is so much better than just regular email is that we can use all of the Trello features like custom fields and adding descriptions and labels. We can do that all inside of the board, and it will still be attached to this email. So if I want, I can come in here and I can add whatever I want. This is completely customizable. Also, I can create my own custom fields. In this one, I created 6 custom fields. You could make yours be whatever you want. You can create your own unique labels. You can add checklists that go right into your cards. So many possibilities. So for now, I just want to show you how to actually get started with this. We're going to build one from scratch. We'll just pretend that it's a support email, and then you can kind of go crazy with it. There are a lot of great videos out there that will show you how to use Trello better than I can show you. So definitely go check that out. But for now, I just want to focus on getting you set up with Trello and Cardbox. So let's go ahead and create this new board and this integration. All right, but before we get too far, remember this is only going to work with Gmail or G Suite emails. So G Suite being like myentreresource.com, that's ran through Gmail, but it doesn't end with @gmail.com. Google does power inboxes, as you probably know. So if you don't have that, Cardbox will not work. There's another one called Sendboard that you can check out. It may or may not work with your email provider. Also, it's $5 per month per user. I'm not affiliated with Cardbox in any way, and it's absolutely worth it for me. But just be careful. If you're going to add a bunch of users, it could start to kind of add up. 10 users would be $50 a month. 100 users could really, be $500 a month. So just be smart. Don't add people in here that don't need to be. I made that mistake at first. I had a whole bunch of people that weren't actually using these that I was paying for, and it was just unnecessary. So keep that in mind. For now, we're going to come over here to your boards. We'll create a new board. We'll just call it demo for YouTube. And then for visibility, we'll just keep it on workspace. If we want, we could use a template, but we don't want. I want to show you completely from scratch. So I'm going to click create. So let's start by actually adding the power up. We'll add everything else here in just a second, but let's start by going over to power ups, add power ups, type in Cardbox, add, get out of here. Okay. And then let's go ahead and click on this, and we need to add the inbox. So I want to add a support email. So this will be for the first time. I will log in, and I will make sure it has permissions to read, compose, and send emails from my Gmail account. Click continue, and now it will pop up over here in my existing inboxes. All right. Now let's go over to settings. And then if I want to share it with other people, which is kind of the whole point here, I will do everyone can reply, everyone can compose, and everyone can view inbox. By default, sharing is going to be off. Be sure you're aware of what settings you have on. Don't share things with others you don't want to see, but make sure that if you want them to actually see this, you do have to turn all of these on. Okay, so add an inbox list. Let's click on setup. And over here, we have a couple of things coming in by default. It's going to automatically create cards for all new emails. So any email you get that isn't spam or in your sent folder, that is things that you send cold, basically. Like if you start the conversation, it's not going to show up in here. You can turn it off so they do show up though if you want, just by toggling that on. But if you don't want that, which I have that all toggled off, I have it exactly as it comes. These will all create new cards every time you get a new email. And then the subject or the title of the card is going to be the sender and then the subject. By default, you can have it just be the subject or just be the sender's name. I usually go in and edit them after they've come in. You can edit anything in the card, but by default, it's just going to show the name and subject. So let's go ahead and then come down here to board settings. Just a couple of things you want to have. On reply, I add the comment on card. I like to have that. Show unread badge and snippet on front of card. I think that's important. It'll show you when you have unread messages. And then also I like it so that newest cards show up on the top. I think that's just logical. And we'll go ahead and save all of this. Go back. And now when we go into the board, we'll see a new list here. It's gonna be our first list. So new emails to support@entreresource.com will appear here. So for the sake of this, I'm going to send a test email right now just to make sure that it actually shows up. So I'm going to send an email from myself to support@entreresource.com. All right, so that email has been sent. Let's give it a second here. Boom, there it is. And it also shows, like we said, the new button. I can come in here now and I can edit this as much as I want. If I want to reply to this, I can just click on reply. And now I have all that access inside of the card. Again, we can add our own labels. We can add members. So if I wanted to assign this to a specific person, I could do that. The next thing we're going to do before we even add the rest of the list would be to share it, right? So let's say that I wanted to add a member. The whole purpose of this is so that you can share it with other people. You would need to add them. You can either create a link and share the link, or you can add them by email. My guy right here, Joseph Benson, I would add that for him, right? So at that point, we have everything that we need. And I can go ahead and just turn these to archives. I'll keep that one for now, so I can show you how I move things across. Now it's time to actually create the flow, right? So we'll add other steps so that we can move the cards between them. So for this basic one for support, I will put replied, waiting, right? Add list, and then I will put replied needs Nate. So this would be an email that usually I don't want to be involved, but if there's a reason that I need to be involved, like if it's a high value something, that is something that I might want to check out. Or if I hired a new person and they're not completely sure, they could move this email over to replied and needs Nate. I can create whatever else that I want. I could put unsure. And then if the person's totally unsure, they can move it over here and then I'll check that out. You can archive these as much as you want. Just don't archive this one, the inbox one. That is the main one. Every new card is going to show up right there. But as we proceed through this, we can just move these cards, replied, and then we can create one called complete. And then we can move it over here really quick. Totally unnecessary hack, but if you put fireworks in the title, you get a little confetti. Pretty fun. So that's basically it. Once you get to this point, go through and customize it. Make it your tool, right? Do whatever you want to make it as specialized to your business as possible. I find that I change mine a lot as I go. So the way that I have it set up when I start isn't the way that I end with. So don't worry, you can edit this stuff at will throughout time. I definitely recommend checking out the other power-ups. They have so many cool power-ups that you can add into your cards. Basic things like timers will let you know how old a card is getting. Email to board, this is super cool. You can send things to a specific email address, like from other emails, and it will go straight into the specific board. Lots of really cool stuff. Also remember to utilize all of this other add to card stuff, the checklists, the attachments, the custom field. Just have fun with it. Make it as unique and customized to yourself as you can. That's going to do it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. As always, I know your time is precious, and I appreciate that you just sat here with me for the last 10 or so minutes. If this is your first time to the channel and you want more affiliate marketing and internet business related content, be sure to hit subscribe. If you want to learn affiliate marketing as quickly as possible, go check out my book on Amazon, Evergreen Affiliate Marketing. All right, guys, I will see you in the next video.